Hello there, I'm Dragon1412, or just ND for short, and this is gonna be the first video of a challenge I've wanted to do for a long time, namely beating Monster Hunter World plus Iceborne without any armor. To specify the challenge, what I count towards armor and the span for this challenge is the following. The standard armor pieces, headgear, breastplates, arm pieces, waist and leg pieces, also any mantles, since they not only count as armor in my opinion, but since they would also make the challenge easier than it needs to be, especially spamming health augmenting mantles or boosters. And also, if you try to filter your equipment box, the game also counts your charms towards the armor pieces. And while I think that this is debatable, I will just agree with the game and ban them as well. So all we have to potentially boost our defense is our weapons defense boost, temporary items, the defense jump thingy and defense talent that you can have in your bag, food skills and decorations that we may put into our weapon. The only sort of armor I'm wearing are layered glasses for my character, cause I have too much of a deep vision of how that character should look like, but they are layered and let's be real, who looks at glasses and calls them armor? Also, I will be taking the liberty to, only for monsters that I have already beaten on video without armor, play online with other players. Because I like doing a challenge, but not wasting time for something I have already proven. Now, this is Ophelia, and this is Arcade Grayscale. And this is a quick montage of the uninteresting tutorial quests that I won't make you watch because any moron could do them without armor. Our journey really starts with the first big monster, the Great Jaguars. And spoiler alert, yes, he is very much possible without armor, laughably easy even. So easy that I won't make you sit through all of it, since the very first few recordings have my voice way too quiet. Although there was one funny twist to Great Jaguars that is kinda hilarious. So I basically made the challenge even harder for Great Jaguars. His health was boosted due to the multiplayer scaling towards the end, and I had to kill him in time before the other player joined in to also deal damage, which would have forced me to restart the hunt, since I do want to kill them all solo. Next, after battling another Jaguars to make his great sword, I faced off against Kuliaku, and it really wasn't hard either. Not much to say about him. Afterwards, I went on my way to tackle Puke, when a nice little Anjanath decided to butt in and actually get me worried a little. But I was surprised how little damage he dealt to me, even though I was still at just a single point of defense. And that eventually led to me taking this quest very lightly, going for a lot of risky stuff, and... What? Yeah, a very much avoidable first death. And also Anjanath kept stalking me when I just wanted to carve Puke's tail. This guy really hasn't heard about social distancing, sheesh. Anyway, taking Pukes down didn't turn out to be hard either. Yes, So once that was done, I continued onwards to the next quest, the first visit to the Wildspire Waste and the battle against Beowulf. Except I got a glorious idea. So, you know that Werthian that you inevitably encounter on this quest? Yeah, I always thought about people bragging, "Oh, I killed Werthian the first time I encountered her, look at me!" And I had never done that. I just assumed it would be like with other older Monster Hunter games, and the strong monster intruding your early game quest can't even be killed, like Ledrejak was in Monster Hunter 2, for example. So I never bothered with it. But now I thought to myself, what if I beat her on this first encounter? Like, without armor, unprepared, making it even harder. And that's what I did. Yes, we did it. Nice. Due to risky moves I died twice, but I beat her with my great Jacker's great sword, and boy did it feel great. Although she died a lot quicker than I expected. And right afterwards, with one card left, I took on Beowulf, actually being kinda scared, cause I didn't want to fail the quest on Beowulf after I've just casually taken down Werthian. And while there was a very close call, and a lot of fango happening, I sometimes only I still made it. Actually kills him with the mounting attacks. This is hilarious. I love this one so far. So that was as far as my first recording session went. Anything following will not be post-commentated, but my live commentary when I did the quest. I also wanted to do that for the other ones I just showed you, but as I said, I kinda hadn't figured out good audio settings yet, so you could barely understand the commentary anyway. And I think it is also a great point to change to full commented hunts, since this is where it slowly starts to get interesting. Except for Werthian, which was probably the most interesting quest, and will be until we get to something comparable, but yeah, shall we?